Hi, welcome back to Positive Parenthood. So excited to have you here today as we talk about the 5 P's. And this is really the core framework or the key concepts that guide all of our thinking in terms of the interactions we want to see you have with your children. So to me, the most important of the 5 P's is number 1. And the first P is to be present. What is presence? Presence really implies that we are 100% tuned into the child in that moment. I'm with the child. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not checking dinner, but I'm with the child. Of course, we recognize you can't be 100% present all the time. But when I'm trying to give an instruction to a child, or when I'm playing with a child, or when I'm supporting a child who is having a tricky moment, that's the time that I want to be 100% present. When I am 100% present, the child can feel it, and they feel it as authenticity. So it feels like, oh, she's with me. She's here with me. She's understanding me. She wants to be with me. So that's number 1, presence. Number 2 is a very important concept, and that is position/proximity. What we mean by that, I've so often over time seen families who they're giving a direction to the child and the child is across the room. And, if we give a direction once and the child doesn't do it, it's so easy to give the direction a second time and see if, well, maybe that'll work. Maybe he needs to hear it 5 times in order to do it. So I just want to share that position means I'm with the child. So I'm physically within what we call hugging distance. So I have to be able to touch the child before I give the child a direction to follow. I'm also in position. And position means that I want to be down at the child's eye level. And I might even be just a touch below the child's eye level so that he sees me as a partner rather than as that authority person. But always close, I'm connected, and I then become what's most important in the child's mind because I'm right there. The third P is positive. Yes. Sometimes when we see our children doing things they shouldn't, we move to negative language. That negative language might start with no, stop, don't, right? With a firm tone. Positive language, in contrast, is language that tells the child what he or she should do in that moment. So it's giving the child the language that will help him to take the next step forward in a positive way. So if you think about from your perspective as the parent guiding your child, there's a different feeling that we get when we provide a child with the language of what he should do with a smile, rather than yelling at the child about what he should not be doing. And it really empowers us to help our children connect to what we need from them in a positive direction. The fourth P is about pacing. Pacing is so important in this day and age. As people are moving faster, there's internet, there's phone, there's email, there's text. Everything's coming at us in a very fast pace. But in order to support our children in cooperation, we need to slow the pace of the interaction and help them really process all of the components of what's going on, as well as our direction about what needs to be happening next. So really important that we slow our pace so we can be completely with the child through that moment. And finally, you may know a certain situation which almost every time will evoke a challenge from your child. So the 5th P is plan. If I know that I've done this before, I've used these words before, and you know what? It hasn't worked. It's my chance to change it. So I'm going to plan ahead. I'm going to think, okay, last time I tried blank, blank, and blank, and those didn't work. So this time I'm going to do this instead. And so each time I approach a child, I take in mind what has or has not worked in the past, and what is it that as the adult I can change this time to better support your child in being cooperative with me. So again, if we think 5 P's are our key concepts that we want you to always rely on and hold on to. First, presence. Always be present with your child. Number 2, position. Position both in terms of being physically close to your child, within hugging distance, and also being down at the child's level. Number 3, stay positive. That means using your positive opposites, your positive language that will help your child know what he or she should do next. Number 4, Think about your pacing. Slow your pacing down so that your child can take in your information to go forward with the next step. And finally, always plan ahead. Think about what's happening in the environment and how to best support your child in doing more of what you want him to be doing. Thanks so much for listening to the 5 Ps. I hope you find these useful. Often when things are not going well, it's because one of the 5 Ps and/or praise, which is number 6, are not going as they should be. So look forward to connecting more and to helping your child and helping you work together as a family unit. Thanks so much for listening today. Bye-bye.